With us today, we got Joe, Trigger Joe Britson.
All right, let's go.
To try to get a matchup with a gun. Oh! Goes the roof! Francis is gone!
Well, this is just a fist. When I start throwing it around, I can leave one hell of a mess. Let's dance.
Multiple occasions. Wow, it looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding.
Wow!
It's very rare.
What a finish!
Another one.
It really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out?
Oh my God!
My God.
Trying to take care of business, trying to get to goal. It's a knockout! Oh my It's a knockout!
And it's closing in, trying to finish it, and it's over!
Because I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to whop you on that side of your face. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
Buck is brought to you by Modelo.
I killed it! Right in the face, man.
And we have a new nickname. Okay, we have William Send It 7 Pearson. All right, other than that, we used to call him Willie Pete. We used to call him the Mad Russian.
For his opponent to be quicker on the canvas.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby.
I think you've had enough. No? Now you've had enough. Bitch.
Wow! How good is this?
Finish him!
Another one.
Everybody gets triggered. It's just if you become a pansy. That's in the book of Earl.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
You called down the thunder, well now you got it.
Gotta be very careful.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Sports Betting Show with your hosts, Trigger Joe, Send It 7 Pearson, and the Big Earl. UFC, NFL, if it's on, we're betting on it.
Nation, and I believe we are shared on the Veteran Radio Syndicate today as well. So if you're watching on that platform, thanks for watching. Tune in this Saturday morning. Now, if it's your first time, stick around. This is a great show. We talk about UFC, and we got Bill Send It 7 Pearson. So go check him out on his Facebook page at Send It 7. Then you got VTT's Trigger Joe. All right, he's on here as well. They are experts. They win all the time. All right, I got to pay for some Christmas presents this year based off of the parlays on the UFC. And then with us again for the third straight week is George, Just for Men, Diet Beard George. Okay, now those of you who've been following, he's been, he has become Veteran Trash Talk's bitch. Okay, so he has to call Bill today Dad because Bill owned him last week, and even the Big Earl beat him last week. In fact, I beat everybody last week. So now. We have graciously allowed him to come back on and try to redeem himself for the third time. Now, if he loses this week, all right, he will have to do an ad for us talking about how great Bill and Joe are and why you should listen to him. All right. And once the Big Earl approves of that ad, all right, he will be able to come back on. So he's 0 for 2. George, welcome to the show. It's again, a pleasure to have you. Now, George does know what he's talking about with UFC. All right. There's just a couple of punches just haven't went his way. And that's just the way it is. But the way the Big Earl tells it is he sucks at everything and Bill and Joe kill him. All right. So that's just, I mean, that's got 10% truth in it. So we're going to stick with that. A big shout out to our sponsor. All right. We got Veterans Mortgage Source with Zach Farkas. Go on our website, veterantrashtalk.com. All right. Also go to gruntworksclothing.com and put in the code VTTGW. All right. Anytime during the show on either store and get yourself a discount. And then we got 10th Mountain Bourbon. All right. Make sure you get some of that. When you see us on the Trash Talk Hour in a couple hours, I will be drinking some of that. Anyways, it is a pleasure to have you guys on. We didn't do too well last week in UFC because some clown shit happened. You know, that's what I always tell you about. Like, you got to be careful with the clown stuff. All right.
Although Vegas did do well last week.
Yeah, everybody got hurt on that Pena fight. Anybody that says they saw that coming, lose my number.
Yeah, and we got the Stone Vet on here. He is still here to support George. You know, sometimes you just hook up to a losing train. You just got to jump off. All right, you might break both your legs in the process, but you'll be better in the future. Okay, jump off the George train. It's not working. All right, Juan, it's not. No, but hey, thanks for coming on, Juan. Pleasure having you on as well. Okay, let's get right into it because you know, like I said, we did not do well last week because the Big Earl actually picked more fights right than the experts, which usually means we lose money. Okay, so let's get right down into it. We have a featherweight fight as the opener, and it's Cub. This is my guy. I've called this guy before, Cub Swanson. All right, at 27-12 versus Darren Elkins, who's coming in at 27-9. All right, now it's going to be a weird fight, but it's going to be a quick one. It's going to be a first round submission, and Cub Swanson's going to fish hook him. All right, illegally, but the ref won't see it. He's just going to see the tap. So it's going to be Cub Swanson by fish hook. All right, first round. Bill, the champ. He's still up by Joe by 3, and George is actually holding his pocket under the camera. Can't see if you see that. So, Bill, what say you on this fight?
You know, Joe and I were talking about how we've been wavering back and forth on this one. Here's the thing that scares me is
Elkins is Darren Elkins' nickname.
Yeah,
what do they call him?
He has damage tattooed on his chest because he just likes to take damage.
The damage.
And he's got a phenomenal ground game. What scares me about Cub is he has a lot of choke out losses.
Hey, Bill, I gotta cut you off. I did this wrong, all right? Because I forget that we have a challenger and we don't want him piggybacking off your picks. So, George, who do you got in this fight?
Man, I
had to say this, Bill. I'm sorry, I screwed it up.
No, that was intentional to throw George off. Now he doesn't know what to do.
I got to tell you this. I'm going to go Cub. I got to go with Cub on this one. I think.
How's it going to go, George? You got it. Like, you know, did you wake up yet?
You know what? I mean, at this point, I'm going to say Cub. Third round TKO.
Nice. I like it. I'm writing down because I'm tracking this fight. All right, Bill, back to the champ. All right. What say you?
You know what? I'm going to go wacky on this one. I'm going to say Elkins, second round choke.
Second round sub. I like it. Now, before I turn it over to Trigger Joe for his picks, all right, just remember, stick around to the end because at the end, Bill and Joe will give you their locks, their parlays, all right, and your DraftKings sleeper. All right, so pay attention to when they say that and then put a little bit of money, a little bit of scratch on these fights. And remember, if you don't have any money, don't gamble. Don't be an idiot. All right, so Joe, what say you in this fight?
Joe, I think Cubs thinks he's going to hurt Elkins, and Elkins is going to eat the damage and turn around and sub on him. What scares me is I watched the weigh-ins and Elkins looked like he was walking a little ginger. So that scares me a little bit. He just eats pain and pulls off a choke.
You say he looked like he was limping?
Yeah.
Did they mention anything about it?
No. And he looks good other than that.
But you're limping back.
Yeah. See, I think that this is one of those things that when I first started picking the UFC, I realized the whatever it was, the ability to be good at it that I had was going with my gut on situations where I just don't see it the way everybody else is seeing it. And it, sometimes you got to roll that way. And just if you're a fan of MMA, or if you're a fan of the UFC and Darren Elkins, this guy, he takes like superhuman amounts of abuse. And it's like, he's one of those fighters that it's all he has. Like, this dude is a warrior. He takes damage, and he actually takes pride in the fact that he can take damage. And I don't trust that Cub Swanson can hurt him bad enough to stop him. And if he can't stop him, I think Elkins is eventually going to get on top of him. And I like what Bill said. I'm gonna say it takes him. I'm gonna say Cub comes in prepared, but it takes him 3 rounds, and that Elkins is gonna sub him third round.
Elkins sub 3rd round. Perfect. All right. So
we got a separator from the get-go.
Yeah, we got Bill and Joe both going to Elkins. Joe's saying 3rd round, Bill's saying 2nd round, and George, the pocket holder, is going Cub 3rd round TKO. All right, let's go on to the next fight. We got a lightweight fight. And, I did a lot of studying on this. And those of you watching for the first time, again, appreciate you coming on. Don't listen to me. All right. I don't handicap any UFC fights. I only watch it when I'm betting on it. I really don't care. But it is a great sport to watch. So this one, you got a lightweight in Carlos Diego Fiera versus Matus Garmat. Okay. So when I analyzed these, all right, and I took all my time and I dug into what was going on. All right. Carlos turns out worked for the cartel. All right. And then you also have Matus, who before he started fighting professionally was an ethnic cleanser in the Eastern Bloc. Okay. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's not good. All right. So this is actually going to be a draw because I have a feeling that they will kill each other. So I'm going to go draw, double, lights out, KO, out skis like Rocky, except they're going to die because it's cartel versus the Eastern Bloc ethnic cleanser. George, do you see it going that way?
No. I go with Matus 2nd round TKO.
All right. George is not a man of many words because he's learned not to say much. Who is that lumberjack back there? Okay, so maybe that's the guy who's actually pulling all the strings for you. Is that who that is? Is that who's giving you these fight picks? Because he's not good. All right, fire him. Get him off the payroll.
Hey, hold on. John Kramer,
there he is, the lumberjack.
This is from Veteran Trash Talk. This is the LGBT representative right there, Nate. So
nice. I wonder who he pointed to.
Yeah, but anyways,
the guy with the quit. It says, I can't quit you.
Quit being a triggered pansy. All right. So, Joe, what say you on this fight?
Well, crap, man. We're not going to need separation on this one because that's exactly what I have here. Garmat in his last, God almighty, what was his last fight? Stevens, Bill?
Yeah.
It was. And okay, so people will talk about, that's not really the Jeremy Stevens in his prime.
He won by Camara.
I don't care what Jeremy Stevens was in there. Jeremy Stevens is still a tough dude. And Matthias Garmat absolutely ragdolled him like a little girl. He just took that Camara and was like, yep, we're going here. And Stevens had nothing for him. So I see Fiera, who's had a couple. He lost to Beneil Dariush by split. No shame in that. And then he gets KO'd in his last one. I'm just not a believer in this guy, man. There's something about him. He got KO'd by Gregor Gillespie, who got his head kicked into the 17th row by Kevin Lee. So I don't trust this dude's striking. He's eventually going to probably succumb to the pressure, or Garmat's just going to get his takedown whenever he wants it. I mean, this dude was a KSW champ. I think he's prime for a title run. And I got Garmat smoking him and going on 2nd round TKO. Or I'm sorry, I'm going to have him, 2nd round TKO by ground and pound.
All right, we got Giorgio from work back at Bragg. He's watching. You said hi. That's one of Bill's guys. So, Bill, what say you?
I was floating between late second round into the third round, but after watching the weigh-ins, and Fiera missed weight and had to strip down, get behind the curtain, and he just looked drained too, which kind of sealed the deal that this is going to end in the second. I don't think Fiera has the gas tank, or is going to have the gas tank for it. And I think Matus is just too good for him. So I actually have a second round submission, probably led up by strikes Garmat. So Garmat, second round sub.
So did you all go second round with Garmat?
Yep.
All right. So that's probably, hey, if you're gambling and you're watching this show, okay, all three of these guys just picked the same round, the same fighter. So think about that when you're throwing some scratch down. Here we go. We got the next one. We got a bantamweight fight, and we got, it's Rafael. All right, Asunko versus Ricky. All right, Simon. I don't know, how does he church it up? But either way, you got Rafael at 27-8, and Ricky coming in at 18-3. Now, I haven't called this.
And before this, Ricky was a multi-platinum selling artist in a Peruvian boy band.
Nice.
Ricky, the Fighting Simones.
Yeah. So I actually was researching that band. No, not at all. But when I haven't called this type of finish in a long time, but it's been a while since we had a guy named Rafael face Ricky. So these guys are going to roll around for a little bit. All right. And they're going to get on the ground, and it's going to be a first round submission. Ricky's going to win this by tickling Rafael. All right, so he's going to tickle his foot. You think it's going to be a heel hook, but he's actually just going to tickle his plantar fasciitis, and then he's going to tap because he just can't handle the tickling. So I think I'm going to call a first round submission by tickling. George, what say you? Yeah, follow that, buddy. Follow that.
I can't even. There's no words to even describe.
Just block it out of your mind, George. Just block it out of your mind.
George, you've been tickled before.
Stick to your notes. Don't let them get to you.
I'm gonna go. I think fun. I don't see this going. This is gonna be a tough fight. I think I see Ricky probably submission second round, maybe going in the third. I don't see this going to the full distance, but the one thing that bothers me is that they just line up so very equally. But Ricky's got a much better takedown average. I don't feel good about making this one, but I'm going to say Ricky with a decision in this. I think that's where I would if I had to bet the money line on it, I'm going to go with Ricky. I think it's going to wind up going the distance. I'd say Ricky with the decision.
All right, there you have it. Another losing pick from George. Bill, what say you?
Not a losing pick. I got Ricky by decision, only because.
Oh, come on!
Since he's on a 3-fight losing streak. If you look at Ricky's last 5 fights, 3 of them ended in decision. I think it'll be a close fight. I'm probably like a 29-28 fight, but it'll be Ricky Simone by decision, 29-28.
All right, there you have it from the champ. All right, Trigger Joe, what say you?
Yeah, there's something that led me to this decision because Asuncao for years, even though he wasn't the champ, was that guy nobody wanted to fight. But the problem is he never got to the top, and he's 39 years old. And they talk about fighters how last thing to go is their punch. Well, not when you're 136 pounds. It's not. Yeah, that goes pretty quick. So he's just not as feared of a striker as he was. And Ricky Simone's a 29-year-old dude who's on his way up. And I think he's better than his last couple of fights have shown. I think he's going to bully him. And we ain't going to have any separation on this one. I got Ricky Simone by unanimous decision.
All right, there you have it, fight fans. Okay, like I said, stick around. We got a couple more fights to pick. and then these guys are going to go through their locks and their parlays. Then remember, go to our store, shop.veterantrashtalk.com or gruntworksclothing.com. Put in the code VTTGW, get yourself a discount during the show. So again, thanks for watching. We got the women strawweight fight. Next is Amanda Lamos at 10-1-1 versus Angela Hill at 13-10. Now, I looked at this card very, very carefully, and this is one of those fights where I think all these guys are going to go with Amanda, but this is Angela Hill, who's 13-10 and still in the UFC. Maybe because there's not enough women in the weight class. That could be, but she's gonna pull off. This is the one that's gonna piss everybody's parlay off, and she's gonna knock Amanda out third round. George, what say you?
I'm gonna go Amanda second round sub.
Oh, he's going with the underdog. Amanda's second round sub for George.
Not the underdog. She's the heavy favorite.
Is she really? Hill is? Oh, he said Amanda.
No, he said Amanda.
Oh, I thought he said Angela. Okay. All right. So Amanda. All right. So yeah, second round sub. Trigger Joe, what say you?
Dude, this is a tough one to pick, man. Angela Hill is most definitely the female division Bobby Green.
Bobby
she will ruin your night. God almighty. I find it hard to trust power in a 115-pound weight division, to just say it's there and somebody has it. You know, think about who she knocked. I mean, she knocked out Montserrat Conejo, who only really was in the fight because she schoolyard bulldog hip tossed Cheyenne Bice for 3 rounds. She didn't really prove she was even UFC worthy yet, and she goes in there and takes one on the chin. Now, the thing is do you trust that Amanda Lemos was much, much better and would have probably done that for 3 rounds? I'm going to say I do. She's not very fight old, even though she's 34. She's been TKO'd once, but she's got 7 knockouts in 10 fights. So I'm going to trust that power, and I'm going to say she's powerful enough to keep Angela Hill off of her from grappling. But if she lets Angela Hill get inside, I could see Angela Hill ruining a lot of people's night. So I think Lemos keeps her at distance. The striking's too much, and she wins a decision.
There you have it. So what say you, the champ, Bill? Send it 7.
I'm with Joe on this one. I think this is Lemos's biggest test to see if she's ready to start taking on the higher ranked fighters. But Angela Hill doesn't get finished. She is just tough. So I think this is going to be a points game. I think Lemos definitely wins a decision. It'll be unanimous. You just can't finish Hill. She's just grimy. And Lemos does have that power. I just don't think.
And she better keep it a boxing match, Lemos.
Yeah.
She better keep a jab out there, because Hill knows how to win fights. She's a veteran. So
I think Lemos is definitely more powerful. She has the potential to knock anybody out, but not Hill. I'm not confident she can knock Hill out. Hill, like I said, Hill's just that grimy street fighter who can take a hit. So I'm going to go with Lemos by decision.
All right. There you have it with that one. Again, they all seem to be on the same page as that, just like Vegas is with Amanda. So we'll see how that one goes. And like I said, be careful on the parlays. I'm telling you, this is going to be that Bobby fucking Green fight. Okay. So let's go to the welterweight. All right. Let's go to the co-main. All right. You got
buddy.
Stephen Thompson, 16-5-1 versus Bilal Muhammad. All right. And so again, call me a little prejudiced from, having to go against a few Muhammads in my lifetime, but I have a feeling that this fight is going to be over in the first 15 seconds. All right. Bilal's going to win because he's going to start counting down from 10, and Steven's just going to jump out of the octagon. And it's going to be, it's a tactic. You got to take advantage of people's stupidity and ignorance. And so you just start counting down from 10 if you're a Muslim, and then it's gone. All right. You just take advantage of it.
I cannot
George,
believe you did not take into account how hurtful what you just said may have been to some people.
Quit being a triggered pansy. And like I said, remember, take advantage of the ignorance. So if you actually believe that that's a thing, right, then you deserve to lose.
Maybe you have the problem.
Yeah, exactly. So, George, what say you?
Oh my God. All right.
George, get your shit together. You're following the big Earl. You got to get used to it.
I got to, this is a tough call on this one, man. I got to say, I'm going to go with Thompson, but I don't know that I don't know where it's going to go, whether it's going to go the distance or not. This one just, Muhammad has he's from, he's got some decent,
some kind of stand. No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, he's got some good grappling. I mean, that's where he's got decent grappling. I just don't know that he's got to be enough to. I don't know if it goes the distance or not. That's the only thing. I don't feel comfortable other than just saying I got Thompson in the decision on this one.
All right, Thompson by decision, says George. All right, the champ, Bill, send it 7. What do you got?
God, I hate this fight too. You know what? Like Joe said earlier, sometimes you got the obvious, sometimes you got your gut. I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna go with Bilal decision. Bilal looked phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal at the weigh-ins. And his cardio, that's what wins him fights, is he will just out pressure the people he fights. He's not a powerful guy. He's not a huge sub guy. He's almost like an old George St. Pierre. He wins by cardio. I think he's just going to throw punches and bunches. So I'll talk about that earlier. So if you want your DraftKings sleeper, this is going to be Bilal Muhammad. He's the underdog, and he throws punches and bunches. And he doesn't get finished very often. So I'm going to go with Bilal by decision. I think he's just going to out cardio Thompson. Oh,
yeah. See, I thought you were going to say that the judges were going to fix the fight because you don't ever want to piss off a guy named Muhammad. All right. So, so we'll say decision Muhammad. All right. Got it. Joe,
hey,
what say you?
From Chicago. That's a bigger war zone.
Oh, gross. So he could really murder you. Like, he knows how to murder you. Like, if he's from Chicago.
Yeah. He's from your favorite place on the planet.
Remember, fans, right now, after the show, I want you to go to heyjackass.com. All right. Like, it is the best website ever made. And it tracks all of the shootings in Chicago, and it's disgusting when you follow it. So just go look at it. And it's I mean, Chicago is the asshole of the United States, but we got it. All right, Joe, what say you?
Shit. Thank you. All right. I don't know if I'm 100% recovered. I'm a little bit giggly right now, but shit, I'll take it. Better than a hospital bed.
Weak genius.
Shut up. My issue with him is that he is not a finisher. And that's, not an obvious reason to go against somebody, but Stephen Thompson is a very tough guy. He's going to have to find a hole in Thompson's striking. And because I don't think he's going to, I don't think he can do enough over a 15-minute span to outpoint Stephen Thompson. I just don't think he's going to do it. And I'm going to go with Stephen Thompson by unanimous decision, but I say it's probably going to be like a 29-28, and Muhammad's going to have some success, but he's going to have a hard time doing it for 15 minutes with Thompson striking. Even on his loss to Anthony Pettis' face looked like hamburger when he landed that knockout. He was bleeding like a stuck pig. Like, Thompson carved him up. He can strike. He is a legitimate striking master. The guy, if you let him hit you at range, and the way to combat that is to finish him. And I don't think Bilal can finish him. So I just think if he gives him 15 minutes, Thompson's going to do enough to win at 29-28.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. Again, these are the fights that I like out there betting. Because if you're the amateur,
Bill, you want to do a point?
Yeah, you guys are doing a point on this. Oh yeah.
Because got to do one.
This is separating the men from the boys. Bill could take the whole night right here with this fight. So, but like I said, as a gambler, I like when these guys pick like this because I'll do 2 parlays with their locks, and then because they're split on this one, all right, that'll be my 2 parlays. I'll have Thompson in one and Muhammad in the other, and that way I'm a happy camper while one of them is sad and the other one's happy. So let's go to the main event, which when I do my picks, because it's so exhausting how much research I put into it. You know, I literally I stopped caring. So I did not pick this fight. All right. I like the heavyweight fights. So you got the main event heavyweight, and you got Lewis at 25-8 versus Dawkins at 12-3. I mean, you just look at these butterballs on there. Like this is when the heavy hands come out, and this is what I like to watch, when a guy can just lights you out just by tapping you. All right. So I can't wait for this fight. I'm going to watch it. If Chris is watching, I'll be at your house watching it. So get the big screen ready. All right, George, after you pick your fight, turn it over to your dad. Okay.
To my dad?
Yeah, your dad. That's Bill.
Who's my dad?
Bill. Bill's your dad. He's your daddy. He's your UFC daddy. So pick your fight and say over to you, Dad, and it'll work. It'll be a good transition. Bill knows who you're talking about.
You know what? I'm gonna.
Oh, he's just gonna come off the screen. He's like, I'm out. He's like, I'm out. I'm gonna screw up the whole thing. Yeah.
No, I think I think I'm gonna. You know what I'm gonna tap you with? I'm gonna hit you, and I don't even like this because I think it's the worst.
Why are you turning your aggression on me? I didn't do it. Bill beat you.
I don't know, because you know what? I think
you got him talking submissions. You got him triggered.
Hey, we're gonna have a VRS versus Veteran Trash Talk event. We can go all gi, and I'm gonna hit a Numa Pilata on you just to piss you off.
Never heard of her.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I don't know why you're mad at me. Bill's your dad. You're mad at your father, not at me.
I don't see this going the distance.
I hate my father.
I think there's just going to be two big men swinging.
I forgive you.
Yeah, it's okay, Dad. I forgive you. Yeah.
I think I get Chris maybe a second round TKO. I just don't think that this is going to go the distance. I think Chris is going to. I really just don't think. I think they're just going to beat the shit out of each other. But I think in the second round, either Chris is. It's going to end in the TKO. I just don't see them going into the full, a decision. I got to go Chris second round TKO.
Yeah. Now please turn it over. Come on, you got to do it. You got to take your lumps, George. You got to take your lumps. Who's going to pick it next, George?
Go with Joe.
No, you got to go to your dad.
I won't go to my dad. I like my dad.
Yeah. All right. All right, Bill. What say you?
Yeah, this fight isn't going the distance. So I actually don't like this fight. So if you are going to bet it, I'd bet it to go under 2.5. If you were to bet it, throw it in a parlay. I really wouldn't touch this fight. There is a 35-pound weight difference based off the weigh-ins. Derek Lewis is far outweighing Dawkins. The problem I have with Dawkins is he leaves himself open too much when he's throwing. And I think Derek Lewis has that one punch sleeping problem. Well, we know he does. I mean, he knocked out Blades with that little baby uppercut. It slept him. I'm going to go with Derek Lewis. Early second round. So I'd do it 1.5. I think Derek Lewis has something to prove. He knows if he loses this fight, he's kind of done after that Cyril Gane bullying. So I think
they're saying the B word if he loses.
Yeah,
Bellator.
Yeah, no, nobody wants to go to Bellator.
I never lost there either.
Yeah,
where fighters go to die. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Nice.
So I'm going to go with Derek Lewis. Late first, early second round.
All right, there you have it from the champ. And I have an insight on this fight. As Joe goes kind of similar. Joe, what say you?
Yeah, ever since the Curtis Blades night, the night where Bill and I argued as to whether I said that we should have picked Lewis.
Fucked us on that one.
But I tell you, I'll never pick Lewis in a fight where
I sell my kid's shoes because of that fight.
Where the other guy, I don't trust the other guy has one punch power. I've really never seen the Volkov beating he was pretty bad. And that was probably the only time I've seen somebody really bully strike Derek Lewis into to where he didn't know what to do. And I know Dawkins is sharp. I think he's going to be a good talent and he's up and coming, but I think this is a horrible matchup for him. He's coming up and knocking people out, but the Abdurakhmanov fight, if he stands there like that with Lewis and keeps his head on the center line and thinks he's going to do like just old school classic boxing at range, he is going to sleep. There is no question about it. Lewis will find a spot to hit that right hand, and he needs one. And they say that about a lot of guys. He is no joke. He needs one, and it's over. And he can do it from a number of different ways: overhand right, uppercut. I think that if he's concerned about his legacy, he knows that this fight is probably, that's it. If he doesn't get a win here, the hill he's going to have to climb, it would be worth more to sign at Bellator. It would, because he just wouldn't be getting the same paydays again. So I think Lewis, he wants to go out with a better legacy than that. And he's going to come in here and show the world why they don't bet against him and win by second round knockout.
Okay, so there you have it, fight fans. They all went second round. So an insider bet here probably is don't take the under, all right, in this fight and not go into the championship round. So that's the 4th and 5th round. So if you can get under that, probably a good bet based on what these guys are saying. Now on to we'll stay with Joe. We'll give Champ the last word. Joe, who are your locks? What's your parlays? And who's your DraftKings sleeper?
Okay, so my locks are Ricky Simone and Matthias Gamrot. My DraftKings value would be Lewis. I mean, he's a 125 underdog right now. So I would take Derek Lewis as my DraftKings sleeper. So parlays, I would go Lewis, Simone, Gamrot, and then there was there was one and then Jourdain in the prelims against Andre Uhl. So that would be my 4-fighter. But yeah, that's it. I'm keeping my parlays tight. And if I'm gonna give betting advice, I'm gonna tell them to bet the way I do. And I told Bill, I said I've had more success just doing short 4-fight parlays, and there it is.
Yeah, you tend not to remember those of you guys watching. Parlays is why Vegas has tall buildings. That and Pena. All right, so just be careful with the parlays. Don't go big 6-7 fighters until you build up a little bankroll. And that's what I'm going to do. I'll talk about in the NFL. I've built up a bankroll pretty good over the last 2 weeks. I'm going nuts this week. So, Bill.
Yeah. Nick, let me say one thing about the way we bet. And if people really are taking our betting advice, you got to remember when we're betting, the reason why it's fun for us is because 90% of the time we're betting with money from the black. And we're betting small parlays. And if we lose, doesn't ruin your weekend. But, you got to do this stuff smart. Put money in that you're willing to lose in the beginning. And if you got to make 2 or 3 deposits 3 weeks in a row, take a break or something.
Yep, that's what we did.
Rethink what you're doing. Just stop.
The other thing to keep in mind too is that this is for entertainment, and if you're playing $20-$30, I mean, you can bet, you can go bet on, there's numerous places, but if you're I write about this all the time, but the worst thing you can ever do is chase a win. You start chasing a win, and you start betting illogically, and that will, that will lead you to financial ruin.
For sure, George. For sure. Bill, what say you,
George? Eventually, your story. Go ahead, Bill. I'll go after.
All right. Okay. DraftKings sleeper Bilal Muhammad. Even if he loses, he's going to give you a lot of strikes. Parlays, go with Gamrot, Simone, Lamos, and then if you're doing a bet, there's a fight between Tafa and Hunsucker. Don't pick the winner, just pick it to go under 2.5. Hunsucker has never left the first round, win or lose, so he's not going to do it this time. So again, parlay, go with Gamrot, Simone, Lamos, Tafa versus Hunsucker under 2.5. Locks will be Gamrot, Lamos, and Taffa versus Hunsucker under 2.5. And if you want to throw in an extra fight to make that parlay a little longer, go to the undercard and also look at a dude named Barcelos. Looked great at weigh-ins, and he's a heavy favorite. I think it's a minus 365 or something like that. Yeah, so there you go.
All right.
2 parlays, one longer, one pretty safe one. And then, again, Taffa Hunsucker will not leave the first round.
All right. And remember, go on Send It Seven's Facebook page. She will post his picks so that you can you can either bet and win with him, or, you can fact check him, all that good stuff. And again, we win a lot. And, but there are times we take our lumps. Like Joe said, we lost 2 weeks in a row pretty heavy. And it was like, all right, let's take a break. Let's reset. All right. And then, got back after it. And you're going to see in the next segment, I'm starting to get cocky again. And there's going to be some money on the line this weekend, boys. But Joe, did you want to say something before we transition?
Oh, no, I was just saying, when George kind of was talking about the gambling thing, I said, eventually we're going to have to get George on one time and have him tell his story. I don't know if you guys know this, but George has got a YouTube video out where he's doing a book reading from his book, and he's got a pretty wild story, man. So eventually one time, George, we're going to have to set the time aside for you to tell that one, because it was a pretty good, it kept my attention.
Well, so hopefully
George used to be a collector for the mob.
Yeah, hopefully he proves himself worthy this week in order to come on and give our fans some actual advice.
I got to tell you this. It's funny is because sometimes it's I can teach people how to hit a double leg, a single leg, all that stuff. But when you're involved, sometimes you know some people that are in the game, and it skews your it skews your view on the bet. Like I played football. I can't say I can't put a DraftKings team together to save my life. And so this is why I like it. And you know what? I don't mind supporting you guys. So by the end of the time, I might wind up having a a whole collection of your shirts.
Hey, George. We're supporting you. Okay. Like your lifeline belongs to Dad. He's up there on the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Okay. So that is who takes care of you. He is your daddy. But no, hey, go to Veteran Radio Syndicate. Check George out there. He's got a good team assembled there. And they got a lot of good stuff. If you're, during the day, if you want to put something on and watch it, it's really entertaining. I jump on there once in a while and fuck with George's face. So I think we should call you George Just for Men Pardos. All right. So I like that. George Just for Men Pardos. It's going to stick. All right. But hey, let's transition here. We got a big day ahead of us. So, hey, stick around. We got about a 2-minute break. Okay. And then we're going to go with the Big Earl's NFL locks. We'll run through them real quick. Not a lot of chatter about it. We just nail the picks and we make money. So again, go to our store during the break, put in the code VTTGW, get yourself a discount. We'll see you guys in about 2 minutes.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. E-double-L, I said so. I keep big bills up in my hood on the dirty like Bledsoe. Ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful. And I got plenty of bread, so I go to bed full. I'm in it to win it, I'm all in. I might call you my cuz, young blood, but we ain't kin. You think of jumping, man, you best think again. The dirty, I'm the type of man that might go broke for revenge. Had some not so nice friends, kick the door off the hinge. Take the door off your bins, pop up my four of your friends. Man, please, this shit ain't cynical. Man, no subliminal, I'm physical, financial, and mental to be a general. Hey, the mama claims she want a soldier. Not the type be in the tank, but in that Rover. Man, please, I'm in the zone like AIDS full blown. I'm killing it like a blind man reading. I'm feeling it like, oh, yeah, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. by looking at you. That you the type to run and go and tell just by looking at you. You on a mission for recognition.
I hope you guys went to the store and got some of your swag with a discount. All right, again, BTTGW. Now, before we get into this quick NFL pick'em, like I said, we kind of roll through these just like because you could argue about NFL for days. Okay, so it's a tough one. Our mission here is to combat veteran suicide. All right, and everybody, of course, everybody has that mission, and everybody has their part. All right, and that's what we're trying to build a community where everybody's in there. All right, diversity, strength in numbers. Okay, so if you get a chance, go onto our page, go to our group, VTT Official. That's a lot more personal. All right, and things actually get done there. So go there, hang out, be a part of the camaraderie again. And it's a really good mission, and it's our therapy. Like, I have a great Saturday now. It starts out perfect talking to my boys, and then I get to talk to them again at 12 o'clock. So the big Earl, that's me. Let's just talk about how good I am. All right. So the last 2 weeks, I'm +6 in locks.
Do we have the time? Okay.
Yeah,
we got the time.
We got time. Sometimes talk about myself. +9 overall for the year. All right. So the beauty of that is this is how I bet. When I give you my locks, all right, I put about 10 to 15 bucks on each of those games. All right. And then I throw them in a parlay. And then I do another parlay and I throw my upset pick in that parlay. All right. I've hit 4 of those in a row. So this week I'm going to town, boys. It's going to be I might be driving a Dodge Stratus by the end of the week if I hit these bets. All right. Big time. So let's
doing 100 push-ups in 25 minutes.
Yeah. And now COVID has ravaged the NFL again this year. Weird because they have all their protocols and they're testing everybody, and here they are. Sean Payton got it for the second time. Guess what, people? It's a virus. All right. It's just like the freaking flu as far as how it spreads. You're going to get it more than once. Okay. It's here forever. All right. Stop being a baby. Stop being a triggered pansy. It's going to come get it. It might put you in the hospital like Joe.
It's like our boy Perry Houchin said from the very beginning. Football's either going to have to change their narrative on COVID or just to admit that they don't give a fuck.
And and
now it's like, okay, finally, it's like, man, you're trading. I've had guys' fingers in my mouth at the bottom of piles. You're trading spit. You're in a fight all game long, face to face with people. Like, you're going to get sick if a guy's sick out there and you've got to block him for 3 hours.
And to practice in the meetings in the team rooms and stuff like that, it's just going to happen. All right. That's what happens when you let the flu inside of your camp. It's like, this is what nursing homes shut down for, but we're getting off topic here. Let's get to the NFL. Let's get to the big girls locks. So I can go cook some breakfast for the girls.
Nick, we going New England, Indianapolis first. It says 8:20. Is that tonight?
Yes, it's a game tonight. So
okay,
it was supposed to have 2 Saturday games.
Schedule threw me up because I saw the postponed.
Yeah, if you scroll all the way down, you'll see where they rescheduled those games. So that because you got to actually have to field a team to have a game, and the Cleveland Browns can't do that right now. So hopefully they can do it on Monday.
Neither can the Lions, but it's got nothing to do with COVID.
Oh, yeah. So I got the Colts here -2.5.
Yep. Go ahead, roll with it.
So I got the Colts here -2.5. The Patriots are hot. Their starting running back is not playing for the New England, and Jonathan Taylor is very, very good. From the University of Wisconsin. I just
having a hell of a year, man.
Yeah, I like when you get an old school, 1920s football game like these two teams play. I kind of without the New England starting running back going, I like Indianapolis here.
All right, we got Carolina going into Buffalo, 1 o'clock, 12. The Buffalo is -12.5 with a 44 over/under.
Yeah, this is a disaster game to pick. I'm not going to gamble on it. Might throw Bills at -700 into a money line parlay somewhere, but that's you got to go Bills. But they're just not gelling. So maybe they're a little sick too. And once they hit their stride, they'll be fine again. But I'm staying away from this game. But
that's why you're going up every single Sunday on FanDuel or winning your bets is because you finally realize we're not betting Buffalo.
Yeah, not betting Buffalo. Yeah.
They've made a fool of me twice this year, and I was done. We got Tennessee going into Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a -1 with a 43 over/under.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Both teams are banged up. It's a pick 'em on most of them, on most of your sites. And I don't know. I'm not touching this one either, but I'm going to go Titans because the Steelers they're just playing bad. So I got to go with the Titans on this one.
Steelers have been looking rough.
Yeah, they're bad. Like, I don't know, but we'll see.
We got the Jets going into Miami. Miami's -9.5 with a 41 over under.
Okay, I like this game. All right, I'm not going to lock it, but I am betting the Dolphins at -9.5. All right, they are a young team and they are talented, and they have all their cornerbacks back, which they spent $100 million on. All right, the Jets will do nothing against them, and these guys are cocky enough to run up a big score on them. So I like the Dolphins burying these guys. So that's what I got.
Nice.
On that one.
All right, we got Houston going into Jacksonville. Jacksonville is post Herb the Weasel, as my dad likes to call him. Free Urban Meyer. But
Urban Meyer.
Jacksonville's -5 with a 39.5 over under.
Yeah, Texans are ravaged by COVID as well, but not enough to postpone the game. However, all right, Rex Burkhead might come back. Okay, that's a possibility.
He's alive.
Yeah. Like I said, remember when I was all over the Texans early in the season? So they had 3 really good running backs they picked up in the offseason.
Heard you dad.
Set it up like the New England Patriots, where they had a running back and then a catching back, and then just dangerous at all times. But I like the Texans in an upset here. All right, so this is going to be my upset pick of the week. I got the Texans going down into Jacksonville and winning that game.
I tend to agree with you on that one. We got Dallas going into New York to play the football Giants. New York is 10.5-point dogs at home with a 44.5 over under. Ooh,
how about
Vegas
them Cowboys?
Might be getting wise to the Cowboys a bit, eh?
Yeah. The Cowboys are the only reason I still had money in my account after those 2 bad weeks, because I've literally put about 20 to 40 bucks every week on them, just straight up. So the Cowboys, I'm not a Cowboys fan whatsoever, but they are really, really talented. And Cedric Wilson just got off COVID protocol, so that's just another weapon for Dak's offense. I like the boys here to win that. The only thing that scares me is it is a rivalry game. No matter how bad New York is, expect kind of like the Bears did to the Packers, expect a 3-quarter slugfest until the Cowboys kind of pull away. So if the boys can build up a lead, they cover. If not, they'll win by a touchdown.
All right, we got this. I tell you, if
you're good.
Am I muted?
No, you're good.
Okay. We got Arizona going into Detroit, and Nick, I'd like to caveat off your pick here when you're done. Even though you're probably going to say what I think I'm going to say. Detroit is 13-point dogs at home with a 47.5 over under.
Yeah, I like the over bet here.
I'm going to wait, but I've got some.
Yeah, I like the over bet here. And again, this is just one of those games where the Lions will probably be in the lead at halftime and then lose by 12. So they'll cover and lose by 12. And then you'll have all the Detroit fans going, "Hey, good game!" And then never mind, turn that shit off. So what do you say, Joe?
Okay, so here's the. Honestly, this is how I feel after everything that, because every single morning you listen to sports talk radio. I'm in Detroit. Okay. It's a fire sale, bro. Dan Campbell is being rated underneath Marty Morningwig as coaches in the history of the Lions. Like he's lost the locker room. It's a joke. No one's buying his shtick. He's almost like a cartoon character. The Lions are playing 3rd and 4th string guys. They've got guys on the emergency list they're calling up to play in this game, and Arizona can clinch a playoff berth. I've got Arizona 49,000-0. Okay, and if you don't bet them as a lock, you are not paying attention. They're going to kill the Lions.
Again,
I'm telling you, it's going to be.
You can't go into Detroit.
They're done. They've got nobody, Nick.
It doesn't matter. Their nobodies might be pretty good. You're going to see. So, and when we get into the Packer game, I'm going to talk about that too. But what do we got next?
All right. Sorry, I got a little.
No, you're good.
Got a little into that one. We got
show him the shirt,
Cincinnati
Joe.
roll.
It's a Lion shirt. He wears it proud, guys. It's weird.
I'm with Joe on this one. That's going to be, about 10,000-0.
Okay.
Bears 246-46.
Yeah. All right. What if the Hurricanes?
All right, we got Cincinnati going at. The next thing's the heart attack, and I just about started doing it, but I'm gonna maintain professionalism, stay focused. We got Cincinnati going into Denver. Denver -3 with a 44 over/under.
Yeah, I like this game. It's one of my locks. I got Broncos -3 covering that. The Bengals, they're not playing well either.
I hate them this year, man.
Yep.
They're one of those teams.
The Broncos have screwed us too, but I like them. I like the Broncos on a lock here. I do. I think both running backs are healthy, so they got 1-2 punch going. I like them, especially if the weather turns south. It should be good for them.
Well, all right, we got Atlanta going into San Fran. San Fran's -9 at home with a 46.5 over/under.
Right. I kind of like Atlanta to cover here. So 49ers money line. That's my pick on that one.
All right, we got Green Bay going into Baltimore. Obviously, the best game of the week so far.
If Lamar plays,
Baltimore is
I don't think
plus
he's playing.
6.5 point dogs at home, and if Lamar doesn't play with the way Aaron Rodgers is playing, with the way that team's playing, forget about it.
I think Lamar needs to not play. I think he's too banged up, and
I don't know.
I made that Facebook
I'm starting
post.
to wonder why they're not talking more about the Green Bay Packers as a favorite coming out of the NFC and to go to the Super Bowl, not just the playoffs. Like they're legit, and if they can stay healthy, the Packers could. They could. I could see them going to the Super Bowl
again. They got better. They got better as a team this year than last year, and they were the best team in the NFL last year. All right, so people again they sleep on the Packers defense, and you guys just like people watching it. There's a reason why they don't get how good that defense is.
I've gained more respect for Aaron Rodgers in this season than I have in his whole career.
Right, and here's where I'll ding on Aaron Rodgers a little bit because of his prima donna status and how he always gets mad about not drafting receivers.
Yeah, he owns it, though, bro.
But no,
he's going to do what he's going to do.
But hear me out. This is why New England and the Packers, they don't struggle for very long. All right, they draft defense and they draft offensive linemen. So the Packers, every single one of their starting offensive linemen was hurt at one point in the year. All right, they're all pro. Bakhtiari's out, Turner's out, another all pro. Right? How is Aaron Rodgers staying on his feet? Yeah, how is Aaron Rodgers staying on his feet? Bakhtiari's been out all year, right? How is he staying on his feet?
I didn't know that.
Because the Packers draft offensive linemen. All right, their second and third string offensive linemen are third and fourth round draft picks, right? So it's like when they slip in there, they're not bad, okay? But we're getting Bakhtiari back, we're getting Zadarius Smith back, and we're getting Jair Alexander back. All right, those are 3 all pros. Right. And they have not been playing all year. Okay. So when they come back, freaking watch out. All right. Because their defense is just like last year is going to go on a 4 or 5 game stretch where they only give up a couple scores. So I got Packers as a lock here at 6.5, regardless of Lamar plays. But I posted about Lamar. He is the best player on the planet. He is extremely exhausted. He keeps having to sit out because of illnesses. All right. It's exhaustion. All right.
He looks like shit too, by the way.
Right, because he's exhausted.
He looks exhausted.
It's a crime what they're doing to the best player in the NFL. It's a crime. Somebody should go to jail
watching
for
Barry
it.
Sanders in his prime make 11 guys miss to get 3 yards. He just got sick of doing it.
Yeah. And so I hope next year they can get Lamar some weapons and, like they did last year. But those guys all got hurt. So it wasn't really, the Ravens' fault. But they're depleted. Rodgers is going to – the offense is so smooth and Matt LaFleur is a genius. It's just going to go. What's the next
one? We got New Orleans going into Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is -11.5 with a 45 over/under. That's the night game.
I hate this game. Sean Payton is
out
again.
I don't like that spread either.
Sean Payton is out for COVID for the second time in his life. He missed games last year because of COVID. So this year he's got it again.
Way to stay consistent, Sean.
Tampa Bay -11.5 should win this game very easily. Okay. But if you remember a couple of weeks ago, Tampa went into New Orleans. And for some reason, Tom Brady cannot play against New Orleans, right? He just can't. So
be right back.
Yeah, go ahead, George. You better big help. All right. So, but at least he kept the camera on and not screw up Chris's screen.
I was just saying, just don't shut your camera off, bro.
Yeah, big shout out to Chris and Muffin Fingers in the back there, making sure all this stuff looks as good as it does. So I like the there's just teams that some quarterbacks can't play against. So watch this game be a little tighter than they think, but Tampa Bay should roll this one.
All right. So we go into the Monday night games. This is where it just starts to get kind of wonky as the schedule goes. Because all the COVID nonsense. So got 2 Monday games because this one's at 5:00. Las Vegas going into Cleveland. Cleveland's a -1 and with a 41 over under.
Yeah, I like Las Vegas in this just because all of Cleveland is on COVID protocol. So they're doing Zoom meetings in practice. You know, it's like nope. So I like
killing my
here.
fantasy team too. By the way.
Yeah, I like the Raiders here, but you never know. The Raiders can always come in and be the Raiders and suck. So
they've done that a couple of times this year.
And then they come in and they look like they're supposed to with they have 3 potential all pros in Waller and Jacobs, and it's like
I remember selling the show to a bunch of Raiders fans in Vegas the day of a game right after the UFC fight. I sat there, promoted our show, sold the entire group on going heavy on Vegas. Like I was an absolute professional, and then Vegas went out and laid a freaking egg. And I'm like, thank God I'm on a plane and don't ever have to see those guys again because they're probably cursing my name right now.
Yeah, who is that drunk guy? Yeah,
guy comes in and ruins our life.
Yeah. All right, so what we got next?
We got Minnesota going into Chicago. Chicago is +6 point dogs at home with a 44 over under.
Yeah, and the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton, is on COVID protocol. He is, again, Fields. Here's, Joe, we've talked about this. You have these guys that you throw these rookie quarterbacks in, 1 out of 70 does well. Okay. And Fields, he has potential, lots of potential, but he is not ready for the NFL. Not yet. All right. And that's not a knock on him. Okay. And again, Mitchell Trubisky starting for the Bears was 28-21. Okay. The Bears are like 3-17 since his departure. Okay. Once you get a quarterback ready in a system to play, all right, you can win some football games, regardless of how good they are.
I love what Chicago's been doing in the draft because it's when you're at the bottom of the barrel, like the Lions obviously were, and someone comes in and steps in it that bad over and over and over again. It's like, hey man, guess what? Hey, we're not Chicago. We don't draft like they do.
Yeah. And like right now,
hey buddy, I'm doing a podcast over here.
Yeah. Right now, Andy Dalton gives the Bears the best chance to win. All right. And he's not playing. Fields is going to be in. Minnesota is one of my locks on the road. All right. Minnesota is still fighting for their last playoff breath. They're going to come in there, and I think they're going to beat them pretty bad. And Minnesota plays well in Chicago, so I think they're going to go in there and beat it bad.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys.
You're good, George.
We went from 0 Georges to 2 Georges.
Yeah, 2 Georges.
We got Washington going in on Tuesday to Philly. Philly's -7.5 with a 43 over under.
Yeah, with Washington's 2 best pass rushers out, if they come back in, then if Chase Young makes it back, which is probably not going to happen, it's their defense that's what wins them game. They play field position, right? They get the ball at the 50. And if they get 2 first downs, then they're going to beat you because their defense is that good. But their defense is banged up, and that's why the Eagles are a heavy favorite here. And so I got the Eagles here as well.
All right, we got Seattle going into L.A. Man, L.A. ruined my night the other night. It was the only thing I did when I was in the hospital was mess around on FanDuel and sleep. And I bet that game and lost. So we got L.A. -6. Against Seattle at home with a 45.5 over under, and God, I like LA in that game with the way they're playing.
LA made Vegas made a huge mistake when this line came out, and I jumped on it on Tuesday. So the Rams were -4 when the line opened, and I'm like, yep, buddy. So you never know, but that's my other lock for the week. But it's a great game again to hedge with. So. In my parlay, my lock parlay, I have them, but in my wild card parlay, I got the Rams money line at the end, and then maybe take the Seattle. Hopefully, it's a 3 or 4 point, a 5-point game or something like that. But all right, so there you have it. My locks are the Rams at -4. I got them at Broncos -3, Packers -6.5, and then Minnesota I got Minnesota at 5. So Minnesota -5 are my locks, and my upset pick is the Texans going down there to pick it. So again, I'm 6 for 6, and I will brag again if I go hot this week. So if I go hot this week, it's going to be a good Christmas. All right. Might even get a PlayStation 5 for the kiddos. Okay. George.
How old's your kids?
George, how you say it again, George?
How old's your kids?
13 and 11.
Okay.
Something like that. I don't know. My wife.
His daughter played football with the boys this year, George. No joke. Played tackle football full season.
In Texas.
Really? That's awesome.
In Texas.
Yeah, man.
What position?
She was a center. So they ran
right in the mix.
Yeah, she ran the zone. They ran the zone read, and she snapped shotgun the whole time. It was really fun to watch. And then she made the 8th grade team at the end of the year as center. So as a 7th grader. Yeah. The high school program that she's going to go into just went to the district championships in Texas and lost. But it's pretty cool. She's an athlete, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
That's awesome, dude. I wish her all the best.
Oh yeah, and if she can I told her if she can long snap,
dude, you're in. You're in
high school. I was like, don't be upset when 8th grade and then freshman year you realize that these boys are big now, right? So it's like like.
Did I ever say? Have you ever heard my long snapping story?
No, but I think we should get into that next time. But this is a short one.
It is. Well,
okay.
It's
send it.
Story. But in 1987 and 80, I was wrestling for the Marine Corps team. My cousin is Ted Hendricks played for the Raiders for the Stork. He got me a tryout for the Raiders, and I'm a long snapper. And they kept me for a week, and then my command would not let me go play for them because they did not want an active duty Marine at the time. The rules were they didn't want an active duty Marine playing for that. So I would have been almost a scab.
Oh, that'd have been cool. Yeah, that'd have been awesome. You and what was his name from the replacements? Falco. Yeah, you and Falco.
Yeah. See that red, and I'm like a bull, coach.
Yeah. Bateman. All right. So all right. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll be back live in about 3 hours, less than 3 hours, and we have Stephen Baker coming on. He runs a couple nonprofits. So again, we'll get him on there, and he can talk about his mission and how he's helping veterans, and hopefully raise him some money for his organization. So again, we're here to not just suicide. All right, obviously that's what our main target is, but just overall mental resilience and health. Okay, come on to our group. All right, talk, engage. You might never ever be important in our group for years. All right. And then all of a sudden your time's going to come. All right. Where somebody's going to say something and you're going to have the answer. All right. So be in that group, be there for each other. That's what we're here for. And then let's give Bill the last word, and let's get that Gold Star Century Teen Adventures thing going.
Yeah. Once again, when you get a chance, go to Gold Star Teen Adventures. They just did a trip to the Army Navy game. They just finished up some hunting trips. But again, all the money goes towards Gold Star kids. Taking them on trips and just help raising them and have a great time. So go Star Teen Adventures.
Yeah, there's nothing, when you're a combat guy, you've lost people in combat, and nobody, the news, they do it once in a while, but they never ever talk about the families that are left behind. And they get a little bit of scratch life insurance, but that's not a lot. All right, and it's not enough to continue on, especially with children. All right. Yeah, so
it's just another instance when it is our job to take care of each other.
Yes.
If you can take care of these kids, we're the only ones that are going to do it. Yeah, so,
and I'll get a little political here because I love watching CBS and yelling at Vlad Dudier. But he's like, well, teachers don't get paid because we always vote down tax increases. All right. That's stupid. All right. You're going to take an economics class. All right. If your community wants to take care of teachers, all right, you take care of teachers. All right. Our community, we don't need a government to take care of our Gold Star family members. They don't need a government to take care of veterans. All right. We need to take care of veterans. We need to take care of our Gold Star families. All right. So check out Gold Star Teen Adventures and go donate. Other than that, we'll see you in a couple hours. Thanks for coming by, guys. George, what?
Before when you log off, can you send me that link and then I'll put that on BRS?
For sure. Yeah. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys later, and see you in about 2.5 hours.